Okay, today we're here at the Simeone Foundation Automotive Museum in Philadelphia. Okay, this is actually my second time here. It's been about 3 years. It's a pretty cool place. They have a lot of old racing cars here. And I was told that they have a British exhibit here, British cars, so we'll check that out too. Okay, here is the pre-World War I racing modified sports cars on dirt tracks for prize money. This is the exhibit. The first one up here is a 1907 Renault Racing Roadster. Look at that thing. Two-seater. Here's some of the signage here. You can read it. Okay, next up we have a 1908 Stanley Steamer Model K, 1708. The Stanley Motor Carriage Company was founded in Massachusetts in 1902. In 1906, a Stanley steam car ran the world's fastest mile on Daytona Beach by recording a speed of 127.66 miles per hour. The Model K is known as the semi-racer, as it is a slightly smaller boiler than the record-setting car. Wow, pretty cool. Okay, next up we have a 1912 National Speed car. A 7-liter engine propelled these cars. Wow. That's pretty big for back then. Here's a nice one, nice red, 1916 Stutz Bearcat. That's a sharp looking car. Look at the size of the headlights that they had back then. Okay, the next one is a 1913 Mercer Raceabout. No headlights on this one. You can see the hand crank for the engine start up there. Just like the other cars, they all have hand cranks. Okay. 1921 Duesenberg race car. that engine in the back. Straight six. Okay, next up we have a 1951 Allard J2. That's an interesting front end. And of course, we have the 1963 Corvette Grand Sport. A small group of Chevrolet engineers built the Grand Sport Corvette to battle Ford's Cobra for sports car racing dominance. Top brass at GM canceled the program before the car's true potential could be developed. This is one of the 5 built and the most original remaining. So that's a very rare car there. Pretty cool. And of course here we have the 1964 Cobra Daytona Coupe. Only 6 of these iconic race cars were built. Their streamlined design, power, and reliability made them victors in major races, beating the venerable Ferrari GTO to win the 1965 World Championship of Makes. Wow. They have nice plaques here that describe the cars and their history. And then they have videos in each section too that help explain the history of the cars, and they even show the cars in some of the races, so you can see in the background there. Okay. 1954 Austin Healey 100-4 BN1. Always like the Austin Healeys. They have a sharp design. Okay, next we have a 1928 Riley Brooklands 9. Boy, I guess that's the fuel cap all the way in the back there. Okay. Now this is a sharp car. 1938 Jaguar SS 100, 3.5 liter. It's a nice car. These cars were originally produced in small numbers for passenger use. However, their reliability, endurance, and maneuverability made them ideal for rallying around Europe. Consequently, they won many highly competitive rally contests on the continent before World War II. They were European rally champions at the end of the 1930s. You got the inline 6-cylinder engine, 3.5 liter and 125 horsepower. Okay, a 1931 Bentley. I don't know if you can tell from this lighting, but this is actually like very dark green. It's a 4.5 liter supercharged engine. (182 horsepower, 4-speed manual transmission. Now look at that up in the front there. Interesting. It's a sharp car. And this is under the hill climb trials display. To compete for pulling power and climbing ability, the car would have to start from stop, then climb a hill of various grades in the shortest time possible. In England, some hill climbs required 4 passengers to even further test the competitive strength of the vehicle. This has got the inline 4-cylinder, 4.53 liter, 90 horsepower engine, 4-speed manual. Well, you must have broke some teeth and some jaws driving in this thing with that suspension going up some hills. That must have been a pretty rough ride. Okay. I'm not even going to try to say this one. Nürburgring track, Germany's oldest and fastest racetrack. We got a nice silver Mercedes here. 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL. Inline 6-cylinder. Mechanical fuel injection 3.0 liter. 215 horsepower. Boy, that's pretty good for back then. It's got the gull wing doors that swing up. Okay, and next it looks like we have 2 BMWs. 1937 BMW 328. I got 2 of them here. Two identical.
It's an obvious now. Watch the front suspension working on the camera car. Here's how Honda comes out at the very tip of the right.
Sure.
There's the highest point of control.
Okay, this is the Mille Miglia, 1,000 miles on Central Italy's roads. These were the cars that raced on that track. Okay, first up we have a 1925 Alfa Romeo RL SS. Inline six-cylinder, 2.93 liter. It's got 83 horsepower. It looks like you can fit, 4 people in that car. Might be hard to tell, but that's the exterior paint is like a red, and the wheel fenders are black. Okay, this was one of the first major racing venues in the world, having begun in 1906 in Sicily. Sports cars of all ages have competed here in a test of driver skill on rugged terrain. Okay, here we have a 1926 Bugatti Type 35. Inline 8-cylinder, 1.99 liter overhead cam, 95 horsepower, 4-speed manual. Okay, here we have a 1929 Alfa Romeo. C1750 SS. Supercharged roadster. It's got the inline 6-cylinder, 1.75 liter, 85 horsepower. Okay, next we have a 1933 Alfa Romeo Spider. It's another inline 8-cylinder, supercharged 2.6 liter, 165 horsepower. We've got some nice red ones in the background there. The one in the back is a 1933 Alfa Romeo 8C Monza. Supercharged, 2.3 liter. And another 1937 Alfa Romeo 8C 2900A. Inline 8-cylinder, supercharged, 2.9 liter, 220 horsepower. It's a nice color red. the one hiding all the way in the back by itself is a 1926 Rally Type AZ Grand Sport. All by itself. Doesn't look like anything has been touched on. It looks like it's original. Okay. Okay, here we have a 1924 Lancia Lambda. It's got a V4 engine, 2.57 liter, 69 horsepower. Okay. Yeah, like I said, this place has a lot of, pre-World War I on up race cars. Very rare. And they have some nice displays. You know, they have some old, gas fill pumps. Here's a nice shell. And they got nice displays everywhere. And they have a gift shop here. It's really nice. Okay, here we go. Let's check this one out. A 1925 Stutz BB Black Hawk Speedster. In Time's speed trials, these cars were America's fastest in 1928. A powerful engine and an advanced chassis design justify their boasts about their competitive success. The model here is identical to the car shown above, competing in the most historical famous match race. Very nice. Okay, this is part of the British display that they have here temporarily. It's a 1974 Lotus Europa. That's a sharp looking car there. I tell you, they have a lot of nice cars here. You know, this is a museum, so nothing's for sale, but it's a nice place to check out if you're really into race cars, pre-World War I on up. Okay, here next we have a 1976 Lotus Elite. This one's powered by the Lotus dual overhead cam Type 907 engine. Had a top speed of 125 miles per hour. You ask me, it looks like it could go faster than that. Nice looking car. I'll go around the back here. The back looks interesting. Okay. I was ready to say it almost looked like a the back end of a Pacer, but no, it is different. Okay, next up we have a nice yellow 1971 Lotus LN S4. It's a nice little buggy here. Convertible, of course. Okay, here we're coming across a pair of, looks like Formula cars. This is a 1971 Lotus Type 69. This has got a 1600cc engine. And this one doesn't have any information for it. But look at that, it's all engine, really. Ford Racing. Ford Racing engine there. Okay. Okay, here we have 1964 Lotus 30. It's got that front end that everybody is used to. You can always tell when there's a Lotus going down the road. All right, pretty sweet. Okay, this is a 2025 Lotus Emira. I hope I'm saying that right. Boy, that's a nice car. They really make some nice body lines. Look at the way the body line goes in towards the door there. It's a sharp car. Okay, here we have a 1981 DeLorean DMC-12. all stainless steel body on these. They had the gold wing doors swung up. They were a little bit ahead of their time. This one's in really good shape. It actually looks like it just came off of the showroom. If you remember the movie Back to the Future, it had one of these cars in it. Okay, a 1988 Lotus Esprit Turbo. It's got the 2.2 liter turbocharged engine. Okay, and next we have a 1991 Lotus X8 180R. I tell you, got a lot of cars here, folks. Okay, next we have a 2001 Lotus V8 SE. A bunch of other Lotuses. Look at that. I like that blue one. That's a 2008 Lotus Elise SC model. Okay, we have a 1970 Lotus Elan S4. Okay, here next we have cars that raced at the Sebring International Racing track. And the first car we have here is a 1953 Jaguar C-Type inline six-cylinder, 3.42 liter, 205 horsepower. Of course, it's got the 4-speed manual. You can see they even have the Jaguar emblem in the front. That's a beautiful car, beautiful silver. Get a look at the back. dash there. You got to remember these were race cars, so there's not going to be much of a dash. Just need to know how fast you're going, the RPMs, and how much gas you have. Okay, here we have a 1956 Jaguar D-Type, 3.42 liter inline 6, 250 horsepower. Okay, here we have a 1927 Bentley, 3.0 liter, 70 horsepower. (1933) Alfa Romeo 8C Le Mans. Okay, here we have another MG 1934 K3 Magneti. I hope I'm saying that right. These guys can correct me. Boy, look at those fuel lines going right behind the driver's seat there. Okay. Okay, we have a 1936 Aston Martin Le Mans. Okay, only 2 of these cars were made specifically for the 1936 Le Mans. The standard racing I5 liter engine was increased to 2 liters, producing the most powerful pre-war Aston Martin. The rear seat cover was a concession to the Le Mans rules, requiring a rear passenger seat. This thing produced 98 horsepower. (1938) Peugeot. I tell you, they got everything here. A 1948 Talbot Lago. Never heard of this. Inline 6-cylinder, 4.482 liter, 190 horsepower. I've never heard of this car. It's got some nice body lines. Here's a 1954 Ferrari 375 mm, 4.5 liter engine, V12. 340 horsepower. Wow. Boy, that's a lot. Looks like it's got some nice leather interior there. Okay. A 1956 Maserati. It's a 300S. The most effective of all post-war Maserati race cars in the international competition. A powerful 6-cylinder engine, transaxle, and lightweight streamlined body styling made them perhaps the most maneuverable of all post-war race cars. This car, owned by Jean Behra, was raced at the Le Mans in 1956 and 57. Okay, 1958 Ferrari Testarossa. That's a beautiful car. V12 engine, 2.95 liter, 300 horsepower, 4-speed manual. Okay, this display is for the American cars that raced at the Le Mans. This is a 1927 Stutz AA Black Hawk Challenger. 4.88 liter, 95 horsepower, 3-speed manual. That's a big car. It's crazy that they raced these big cars back then. Here we have a 1929 Stutz supercharged inline 8-cylinder, 5.26 liter. It's a sharp car. It's a nice black. 185 horsepower this produced. There's a beautiful car. Okay, here we have a 1930 DuPont Le Mans Speedster. This is another beautiful car. I got to show you the headlights here. Look at the way the headlights are. They're pretty cool. Boy, look at the size of the drums on those wheels for the brakes. Inline 8-cylinder, 5.3 liter. It's 125 horsepower, and it's another 4-speed manual. Okay, here's a 1966 Ford GT. MK2. The V8 4-barrel carburetor, 6.98 liter, 485 horsepower. This came with the T44 4-speed manual transmission. So we're getting more to the modern age of the Le Mans. Okay, here we have a 1967 Ford MK4. This is a 6.8 liter V8, 530 horsepower.